everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Megan. We are back in my library today. I am a high school librarian, so we are going to unbox a box of books that I ordered recently. I figured this would be a good Christmas video. It's like a Christmas unboxing basically, because I don't really know what books are in here. I did go ahead and open the box because I took out some of the books I didn't want to talk about. They were like sequels, like Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Everybody's heard about that because it's the Hunger Games sequel, and what was the other one? Midnight Sun. So I'd ordered multiple copies of these. So I thought I would just find all the books I had not really heard of or knew much about, and we could go through them. So here we go. Let's unbox some stuff. So the first one, I did see that I ordered 2 books by the same author. I ordered these books so long ago that honestly, I don't really remember. There we go. I have no idea what I ordered. This one's called The Glass Queen by Gina Showalter, but it says it's the sequel to The Evil Queen by Gina Showalter. So I guess I've ordered the first 2 in a series. I don't know if there's only 2. I guess let's just look at the first one. The covers are very pretty. I'm assuming it sounds like some sort of Snow White retelling. It says, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who will perish when I call?" It's pretty long for a young adult book. In the forest of good and evil, every hero is a villain and every villain is a hero. It just depends on who you ask. Maybe it's about the Evil Queen being more of a hero than we thought. She's written other things called The White Rabbit Chronicles, which is Alice in Zombieland. Wow, there's some interesting titles. So, okay. It's from 2019, so it is new. Enchantia is where this is set, apparently. There's a map at the beginning. Very cool. Yeah, I'm shocked at how long it is. It's like over 500 pages, and there's a decent amount of words per page compared to a lot of young adult books. There you go. So, okay. Pretty in-depth for something that sounds like a Snow White retelling. It says, "Far, far away in the realm of Enchantia, creatures of legend still exist. Magic is the norm and fairy tales are real. Except fairy tales aren't based on myths and legends of the past. They are prophecies of the future." So it looks like we follow this main character named Everly Morrow. That's a cool name. I like that name already. She's got no idea that she's a real-life fairy tale princess until she manifests an ability to commune with mirrors. Okay, this kind of, I don't know why, it reminds me of the 10th Kingdom, if you've ever seen that miniseries from a long time ago. She is fated to be Snow White's greatest enemy, the Evil Queen. Oh, wow. So she meets a guy that's supposedly like Prince Charming. Their attraction is undeniable, so I'm sure there's some sort of romance. Can she resist, or will she become the evil queen, or the queen and the villain she was born to be? Oh, wow. So she's destined to be the evil queen. Okay, that sounds intriguing. I'm not much into Snow White or retellings necessarily, but I mean, it does sound pretty cool, and I mean, there is a sequel too, so I don't know, we'll find out. Okay, let's move on. The next one we have, I ordered a lot of fantasy novels, and I try not to do, I think I tried to order some other things too. I must have heard of this one on BookTube or something. It sounds familiar. House of Dragons by Jessica Cluess, something like that. When at All Cost. Okay, just guessing. I'm going to guess this is like a Hunger Games meets Game of Thrones. 5 houses will hear the call to compete for the dragon throne. A liar, a soldier, a servant, a thief, and a murderer will answer it. Who will win? That's exactly what it sounds like. They're going to compete for this dragon throne. Oh my gosh, this is like Hunger Games meets Game of Thrones. I tell you what. And of course, there's the liar, the soldier, the blah, blah, blah. I mean, that part makes it sound cool. The emperor is dead. The oldest child of each house is always called, he's called the golden child. The one spent a lifetime preparing to compete in a glorious trial. But this year is different. There are 5 outcasts that will be pitted against one another. Let the battle begin. Oh, it goes back and forth between each character's point of view as well. I mean, maybe. I like Game of Thrones, but don't care about the Hunger Games thing. Don't care about competitions. I feel like there's too many of these type things. So, I don't know. Maybe you would find it interesting. Check it out if you want to read Game of Thrones meets, you know, what's it called? Hunger Games. There we go. All right, let's move on. Okay, this one I've heard of, but I don't know anything about it. Sky Hunter by Marie Lu. I know she wrote the Legend series because I even read the first 1 or 2 of those, and it was pretty good. I liked Legend. This one has Sky Hunter written on the side. I mean, how cool is that? That's actually pretty sweet. So this book is, I don't know why I always look at how long they are. I guess I'm just intrigued. Less than 400 pages, like 370 pages for a young adult book. Not too bad. Okay, let's just read the back. My name is Talon. I am a striker for Mara, the last free nation on this side of the sea. We are legendary bringers of death, assassins of monsters, and the only thing standing between our home and annihilation. So it's sci-fi, I'm gathering. It's a world broken by war. A team of young warriors is willing to sacrifice everything to save what they love. So yeah, it's about these people called strikers, and they know the brutality of the Federation. When a mysterious prisoner is brought from the front, Talon senses there's more to him than meets the eye. Is he a spy from the Federation, or could he be the weapon that will save them all? Okay, I mean, I might give it a try. I mean, sounds kind of typical. If I hear a lot of good reviews on BookTube or just from like students or whatever, then I would probably check it out. But other than that, I'm not sure there's anything that sets this apart to me, but I mean, to you, it might sound cool. Okay, moving on. Oh yeah, I tried to order more V.E. Schwab books. I've still not read a V.E. Schwab book. One of my favorite booktubers is J.D. Ray Reads, and she loves V.E. Schwab. That's her favorite author. It's all she talks about, Schwab this and Schwab that. Also known as Victoria Schwab when she writes in her adult books, and then when she writes young adult, it's V.E. Schwab. So this book is called The Near Witch. It says it's one for Neil Gaiman fans, which I'm not a huge fan of Neil Gaiman. I mean, I like the movie versions of his stuff, but I've not liked a single one of his books, honestly. I did like Good Omens that he wrote with Terry Pratchett, but other than that. Okay, so it's a swashbuckling tale with lip-smacking gusto and infectious verb. It is for fans of fantasy. Adults and young adults will enjoy. Of course, they say these things. Okay, so I like how one of the comments is excellent. Well, that tells me a lot about it. I'm sure it's just excellent. It's basically, okay. The Near Witch is an old story told to frighten children. If the wind calls at night, you must not listen. The wind is lonely and always looking for company. There are no strangers in the town of Near. So the town's called Near. These are the truths that Lexi has heard all her life. But when an actual stranger, a boy who appears to fade like smoke, appears outside her home on the moor at night, she knows that at least one of these sayings is no longer true. The next night, the children of Near start disappearing from their beds, and the mysterious boy falls under suspicion. So she's going to hunt for the children. It's part fairy tale, part love story. Oh, it's V.E. Schwab's debut novel. I did not know that. So that's intriguing. I've not really heard anything about it on BookTube, honestly. I always hear about Darker Shade of Magic or The Savage Song or Vicious. That's what they always talk about. Or Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is the new big one. But this is one of the ones that I could actually order online. So I think that's why I ordered it. I did order this Savage Song, but I guess it's not in this box. It must be somewhere else because I didn't see it. But anyway, there we go. I guess I'll try it because everybody says she's so good. I don't know if her debut novel will be as good. Oh, does this have... Sorry, I got really distracted. This has a bookmark that's made from the same color as the pages. Oh, look at that. Aw, it gives you a fancy little bookmark. Oh, oops. Yeah, look at that. How cool is that? Okay, I like it. All right, we just have a couple more left. Oh, look, something that's not fantasy. Well, one was sci-fi. Yeah, the rest were fantasy. One was sci-fi. This one, I believe, is just straightforward, realistic fiction. I tried to order more of that because it's honestly the most popular genre in our library. Fantasy is second and mystery is third. But I need more realistic fiction, clearly, if it's the most popular genre in our library. So it's called The Field Guide to the North American Teenager. That just sounds intriguing, and I'm intrigued by the fact that it's a field guide on the cover by Ben Philippi. By far the funniest, wittiest, smartest character I've ever read, says this person, author of American Street. So, okay, on the back, oh, this is clever. So it's got like entries, like in a field guide, jocks and cheerleaders, loners, identifying characteristics. Let's see, identifying characteristics of jocks and cheerleaders. Muscular, rarely spotted without a water bottle, athleisure wear, athleisure, I like that. Habitat, the jock table, football stadium or other athletic field, and keg parties. Preening habits, and it says extensive. Mating habits, frequency, typically over-exaggerated. Loners, we've got identifying characteristics. Headphones that aren't necessarily playing anything. Sad eyes, stands out just enough to let you know to stay away. And habitat, basement level lockers. All right, well, I'm guessing it's going to be the difference in one character being a loner Yeah, new character, new guy. Norris Kaplan is plugged into a new high school. His family moves to Austin, Texas, and he is cataloging everybody he meets. Cheerleaders, jocks, loners, even the manic pixie dream girl. Making tons of friends have never really been a priority for him. Against all odds, those labels soon become actual people to him. So he befriends, I guess, some from each group, and he even has a love interest, and he starts playing hockey. But the night of the prom, Norris screws everything up royally. As he tries to pick up the pieces, he realizes it's time to stop hiding behind his snarky opinions and start living his life, along with the people who have found their way into his heart. Oh, that sounds cool, because I know a lot of students might even relate to this character, I feel like. I don't see characters like in young adult books a lot that are like the loner type characters. So I don't know, I might actually read this. I don't usually read realistic fiction that much, like, you know, teenage realistic fiction. So I don't know. I'm gonna give it a try. Maybe I'll take it home and start over Christmas break with all the other 50 books I want to read. Sure. Okay, 2 books left. This one I believe is a sequel. Yeah, Majesty by American Royals 2. I don't know much about the first one, except I think it's like romance, but it's like sort of a what's that called? Alternate history kind of story, where it's like if George Washington had won a throne instead of becoming president. So now there's like a first royal family descended from him. And I guess American Royals is the first book, and then so this is the second one. So I guess it's something about her first love. She's the heir to the throne. I guess she's a princess in the United States. Prince Jefferson. Oh, that's good. Okay, so I don't really know anything about this one. I don't really want to say too much about it, but if that sounds interesting to you, definitely check out the first one, American Royals by Catherine McGee. And our last book. Oh, I've heard of this one too. I think I ordered it because it's talked about on BookTube all the time, is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I don't really know much about it. So the spirit's face was screwed up in a tight grimace. His fingers knotted into the material of his shirt. He wore a hooded black leather jacket over a white tee, faded jeans, and a pair of Converse. That's not Miguel, Maritza tried to whisper, but she never had a very good inside voice. Yadriel groaned and dragged a hand over his face. On the bright side, he had actually summoned a real-life spirit. On the not so bright side, he had summoned the wrong one. So it's a debut novel for must read for all paranormal romance fans. Okay, paranormal romance, and it is LGBTQ+. It deals with Latinx culture, acceptance, deportation, colonization, and racism. Okay, so it's got like this supernatural premise, but then it's going to deal with a lot of these heavier issues from the sounds of it. He summoned the wrong ghost, and apparently I guess he falls in love with the ghost that he summoned. The ghost he summons is Julian Diaz, the school's resident bad boy, and Julian is not about to go quietly into death. He's determined to find out what happened to him, so Yadriel has to help him, and they spend time together, and the less they like when they want to leave each other. Oh, falling in love with a ghost. So I'm intrigued by that. I might check it out. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and it's pretty short. 320-ish pages. A lot of words per page. Very, very small font for a young adult book. But it does sound pretty cool. So I guess out of all of these books, I am most intrigued. I mean, the Evil Queen one doesn't sound terrible. I probably won't read House of Dragons. I probably won't read Sky Hunter. Honestly, maybe this one. I never thought I'd say that I'm most intrigued by a book that's not a fantasy book. Like all the other ones are fantasy or sci-fi. Well, I guess Cemetery Boys is sort of fantasy, but I guess it's got since it's got all the main issues in it too, like big issues, I would say probably realistic fiction as well. But this one just sounds, I don't know, it just sounds fun. So I don't know, maybe I will take it home with me. I've got so many books I want to read. I guess I am a mood reader because I'm just like, man, this sounds good. I'm just going to start reading it. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching this unboxing video. Hopefully you had a good time and found something you might want to read. So Merry Christmas, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.